Dictator is a term thrown around these days by politicians, news pundits, and the general public. Donald Trump even had the nerve to call the president of Ukraine a dictator recently, even though he's friends with the real dictator, Vladimir Putin. But how does it happen? How does a country go from a free democracy to a dictatorship, where there's one group of people in charge who do what they want to do, no checks and balances? There are 5 major things that happen to indicate that a dictatorship is forming, and believe it or not, in America, it happened right before our eyes. Thanks for watching the B-Boy Stance. If you don't think America should be a dictatorship, like and subscribe. I've been fascinated by the story of Hitler and the Third Reich for over 30 years. Not that I admire Hitler or the Nazis in any way, shape, or form. They were disgusting, horrible people. But I was intrigued by how a country like Germany, who held elections and was a free country for the most part, with all different kinds of people living there, to a dictatorship. I'm still captivated by how Hitler and his crew, a bunch of evil masterminds, they were masters of marketing and promotion and propaganda. They created a whole image for Hitler and the Nazis, complete with costumes and music. They gave their audience a whole visual spectacle that entertained the crowd and had them in a trance. It was like a cult. Like I said, I despise the Nazis. I can't stress that enough for any dumbass people out there who think I'm glorifying Hitler. But what happened in Germany was a study in human nature, social engineering, and mind control. I still watch documentaries on Hitler and Germany, and I used to say that would never happen now, especially in America. But guess what? Donald Trump wants to be a dictator. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes years. We've been dealing with MAGA for almost 10 years now, and if you're paying attention, you'll see Trump and his crew are in the final stages where they're trying to solidify their position and turn America into a dictatorship without saying so, of course, because the word dictator is taboo. I was watching this interview of a guy on Commonwealth Club World Affairs, and he was discussing this very topic. He talked about the 5 actions that are taken when a group is trying to take over and form a dictatorship. And if you listen to these 5 points, there's no way you can claim that Trump is not trying to be a dictator. Step 1, they take over a major political party. In this case, Trump took over the Republican Party lock, stock, and barrel. Think about it. We know nobody in Washington likes Trump. To the contrary, they hate Trump. Shit, he could tell you that. When he first announced his run for presidency back in 2016, every major Republican dissed him out loud. They said he was rude and dumb and crass, a big liar, all that until Chris Christie jumped in behind him and gave him an air of legitimacy, like he could seriously do a good job as president. And the more Trump did those rallies, the bigger the crowds got, the more the Republican Party realized that those crowds, all those people, those are votes. None of their old boring asses could ever energize a crowd like Donald Trump, and they were amazed by that shit. At the Republican debates, Trump shut all the other candidates down. He cracked jokes, he made up funny nicknames for everybody, he talked over everybody, he had the crowd laughing, because that's what he does, you know? He has a background in entertainment. So one by one, they lined up behind Trump to give him their support. The same people we saw on TV a year before talking shit about the man. Somewhere along the line, the Republican Party made a deal with the devil. And they said, although we hate him, the crowd loves him. So fuck it. We're going to go ahead and let Trump lead the Republican Party. So boom, there it is. He took over a major political party, the Republican Party. Step 1 accomplished. Step 2, have a propaganda network to spread your message. In the case of Donald Trump, the main propaganda network is Fox News. And think about it. Fox News has been giving Donald Trump a platform to spread his lies and hate for over 10 years. He used to call up to that Fox and Friends morning show all the time and just ramble and say the craziest shit for entire segments with no pushback. They let him say whatever he wanted to say. Trump is also good friends with the owner of Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, so he's good. Sean Hannity from Fox News, he went as far as to go on stage at a Trump rally to show that he's down with Trump. Even after Fox News got sued by Dominion Voting Machine Company for pumping Trump lies about rigged voting machines, they still didn't shut the door on Trump. Trump has control of a propaganda network, Fox News, so that's step 2. Step 3, get some major financial backing. It takes a lot of money to take over a government. In the case of Donald Trump, he's been lying about being a billionaire for years, but he does have a lot of money. But even more importantly, he has friends with a lot of money, a whole lot of money. I'm talking about multi-billionaire friends that financially support him so he can get back in office and give them all the big tax breaks. It's an investment to them. Trump also has the financial backing of several conservative political action committees. And that was all leading up to his first term in office. Now he has 3 of the richest people in the world financially backing him up: Bezos, Zuckerberg, and of course that jackass Nazi Elon Musk. So check step 3 off the list. Trump has billionaires financially backing him up. Step 4, get an armed militia ready to fight for you when you give the call. In the case of Donald Trump, he got the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, and all those other militias that will pull the trigger for Trump. We heard when Trump told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by during the debate with Biden in 2016. He wasn't bullshitting when he said that. I mean, come on, it's right in our face. That's why Trump knew exactly who he was inviting to Washington, D.C. when he threw his little tantrum party on January 6th and told them all to go to the Capitol to, wink wink, show their strength. His most radical gangsters that's always going to bang out for him. Especially now that he done pardoned them all, gave them all presidential pardons. They are all devoted to Donald Trump. Plus, he got a puppet for a Secretary of Defense, so who knows how he'll try to direct the armed forces in the future. Trump is threatening Canada, Mexico, Greenland, Panama, so we'll see what he does next. But nonetheless, step 4 is checked off the list. Trump has an official armed militia ready to fight for him. And finally, step 5, take control of the courts. In the case of Donald Trump, tell me if I'm wrong, but did he or did he not stack the Supreme Court of the United States with conservative judges that were handpicked by the Trump-controlled right-wing party? Judges that just granted Trump presidential immunity a little while ago. They essentially made Trump feel like he's above the law. They said as long as his actions are in the line of duty of his presidency, he's cool. So that's step 5 in the bag. Trump has control of the Supreme Court, the biggest court in America, the highest court in the land. Now, you tie all that up with the cult of personality that is highly entertaining to the people. He makes them laugh. He does insult comedy on his political opponents and then scares them to death with lies and exaggerated truths about murdering immigrants and killer windmills and Biden crime families and all the other crazy shit Trump talks about. And there you have it, a dictator. And it happened right before our eyes. I saw the post he put out the other day with him with the crown on, with the caption that read, "Long live the king." He's not playing. He's dead serious. Am I crazy to feel a little lucky to be here to witness it though? It's history in the making. Bad history, but history nonetheless. It's like we're living in a documentary. Kinda like my fascination with Hitler and the Nazis in Germany. Except for this isn't history. It's going on right now.